this first half. 16 points. 8 of 13 from the floor for the junior guard. Aubrey Galvin is fouled on the way up. So she'll take a trip to the line with 9.9 seconds remaining in the first half. That's Vanessa De Jesus' third personal foul. So that's something to keep an eye on as the primary ball handler for the Irish.
Yeah, that's very important because that allows Hannah Hidalgo to play off the ball. And then also Vanessa De Jesus is another three-point threat that helps spread the floor. So when she's out of the game, Vanderbilt can sag to help toward Hidalgo a little bit more. Vanderbilt's going to have to pick up Hidalgo on this possession because she got enough time to make something special happen.
Hidalgo, they try to help her. Oh, wait, the sauce just rims off. And that takes us to the close of the first half. And Hannah Hidalgo wanted that one indeed. Hey, Notre Dame led by as many as 12 in that first half. And they take the lead into the locker room, 31-26. And Hannah standing by with our Angel Gray.
Thanks, Tiffany. Well, 16 points for you in the first half, but the 7 steals are the most impressive. What do you like about how you've been able to set the tone there?
Yeah, I think just being aggressive. I think that's our mindset coming into this game, just to get stops and run a transition and score.
I know that it's been a team effort trying to contain Michaela Blakes, but then Aubrey Galvin also going off on an 8-0 run by herself. What's the reset defensively for you guys?
Yeah, I think just staying composed. We know that basketball is a game of runs, so just maintaining that run, coming out second half, and just playing aggressive.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you.
Tiff.
Elite play from Hannah Hidalgo in that first half for Notre Dame. Her team trying to make it to the Elite Eight. Let's send it over to the studio with Christine, Ncaa, and Andrea. Blake's in double figures with 10, along with Galvin, who leads the way for Vanderbilt with 13. Quick release for Blake Snow, offensive rebound, and then stolen away by Cass Prosper out of the break. 14 fast break points we have seen from Notre Dame so far in this game. When they get running and in transition, things happen quickly.
Yeah, Notre Dame's best offense has been Vanderbilt's turnovers. Again, another one.
Into the hands of Hidalgo. Going right in, and she's fouled. Galvin whistled for the foul. And so, first team foul for the Commodores as that sends Hannah Hidalgo to the line. A star-studded game we have here with Hidalgo out of Merchantville, New Jersey. Grew up just about an hour away from Somerset, New Jersey, where Michaela Blakes is from. As here's our Saturday Sweet 16 matchups for you at 12:30 Eastern on ABC. It's Louisville squaring off against Michigan, followed by Kentucky taking on the 1 seed Texas over on ESPN. Then Oklahoma faces off against the 1 seed South Carolina, followed by the 10 seed, lone double-digit 10 seed still standing in Virginia, taking on TCU.
I love the women's game has a Cinderella story with Virginia, and then you also have the rematch of South Carolina and Oklahoma. Oklahoma was the team that got a victory over the Gamecocks this season.
Was able to win on their home floor in overtime over the Gamecocks, as that one following her own shot, and Aubrey Galvin stepping up on the biggest stage of her college career, her first ever Sweet 16. Prosper over to Ayanna Moore, the sharpshooter for 3, has it halfway go down and pop back out.
What I'm looking for, Tiffany, is in the SEC tournament, Michaela Blakes 0 for 10 in the first half field goals, but she ended up with 24 points in that game.
But you get contributions like that unexpectedly from Ncaa knocking down the top of the key 3, and it's a 4-point ball game. You look for this Notre Dame team. Prosper with 9 points, Hannah Hidalgo with 18. Who else is going to be a part of that supporting cast for the Irish here?
Yana Moore. She can shoot at 23. He's got range.
Dumps it inside to Coles, and a shot clock violation for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame looked to be in a sort of a zone. Galvin takes the contested three, but doesn't give up on it. The freshman has that second effort. And then Jackalenga, winning Tonda, doesn't make many threes, but that one was right on time.
Just her 20th triple of the season as Galvin being guarded by the much bigger Prosper, and the turnover on the baseline into the hands of Hidalgo.
That's another steal for Hidalgo.
And they turn it into points. You said that earlier, that's the best medicine thus far for this Notre Dame team, as they have capitalized, scoring 18 points off of 19 turnovers for Vanderbilt, make it 20 now. And put in another deuce for Hannah Hidalgo now with 20 points.
Let me tell you what's fun to watch is Hannah steals or scores, comes down the floor, and looks at Skylar Diggins.
Well, we heard Angel talk about just the great mentor that she is, as Jada Brown knocks down the three. So 4-14 from beyond the arc, and those threes helping to keep things close for Vanderbilt.
Yeah, no lead is comfortable for the Irish because of the three-point threat of Vanderbilt. Oh, what a quick stab by Prosper.
Well, I tell you, just again, the way that she has taken her game to this next level, member of the Olympic Canadian team, and then knocked down the triple right there. Blake's, those field goals who have been hard to come by for her, the long two. One-handed pass into KK Bransford, and Ayanna Moore is making a difference against her former team.
Yeah, Ayanna Moore is a player that has played the point when she was at Vanderbilt, so she can be a great facilitator.
If you're just tuning in, it has been the defensive effort from Notre Dame that has really been the difference in this one. Hannah Hidalgo has been spectacular. And again, this is a team who had a slow start, some question marks coming into the season, had to battle through some injuries. But, you know, one thing that Ncaa Ivey told us was the way that her team took another level of accountability, and the type of intensity that she had to bring was matched by her players.
Yeah, even in that up and down season, the confidence that Ncaa Ivey exuded helped this team to stay together.
And among what makes this matchup so interesting, two former players winning national championships in college. Ncaa Ivey did it under Muffet McGraw, helping the Irish to bring home their first ever two. Losing the handle, and now that ties a season high for turnovers with 20 now for the Commodores.
Yeah, Notre Dame winning that 18-2 points off turnovers.
Posada on the floor finds Coles inside, and Malaya Coles puts it in. Malaya Coles now with 8 points, as Notre Dame has had success in the paint with 36, but a nice answer back the other way for the Doors.
Yeah, Aubrey Galvin reading that, putting on the moves in the middle of the floor, and then Passat continuing to move.
The first points of the day, one of the players in double figures for a season average for the Commodores. Moore launching three, no. Black coming down with the rebound. One of the freshmen on this team, along with Aubrey Galvin. And Blake's working inside. No call there, some contact. She ends up on the floor. Hannah Hidalgo has the ball in her hands and runs right into Passat. Count the bucket. Just in talking to Hannah Hidalgo yesterday, she came into this game with a different level of intensity in her eyes.
Yeah, and the Sweet 16 has been an area where Hannah Hidalgo has struggled offensively. That has not been the case, and I believe today Hidalgo came into this game with the focus on the defensive end, didn't worry about making shots, because in her previous Sweet 16, 0 for 6 from the three-point line. Today, she has been very aggressive.
That's an excellent point, Carolyn. You think about how she performed in those first couple of rounds, 20-plus points, but again, when she makes it to the Sweet 16, it's been a different story, averaging just about 12 and a half points in the round of 16 as Galvin comes back the other way with the mid-range jumper.
In the SEC tournament, with the slow offensive start, it took Shea Ralph to getting ejected from that game to fuel the energy of the Commodores. And the one thing she was frustrated with was the amount of contact that Michaela Blakes received with no calls.
Mitchell grabbing the rebound. And the officiating crew today has certainly let them play here as Passat off the mark from three. And through the first two quarters, it was Notre Dame who had players that we were monitoring in terms of foul trouble with Hidalgo, Prosper, and Bransford. They had 2 to start this quarter, along with 3 for De Jesus, but they have since managed that well thus far with 150 remaining in this third quarter. And Neil Ivey just talked about the trust and togetherness of this group. And when we watched her in that last game, she was very emotional after that win against Ohio State. She was concerned about them getting off to a slow start. They were down by 11 points at one point as Galvin is fouled on the three. But they came out here with a quick start. They put their foot on the gas in that first quarter to really take control of this game thus far.
Well, Neil Ivey's been here before. And so understanding with the pressure coming into the Sweet 16, a lot of times players can be worried about, am I going to make my shot? I hope the offense works. What did Neil Ivey do? Put the focus on the defensive end. And you got to stop the top scorer in the country in Michaela Blakes, and the confidence a team gets when that is successful.
For the 6th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Of course, we've got another one coming your way with North Carolina and UConn right after this one. We'll see Minnesota, UCLA in action along with Duke and LSU tonight, and then another slate of 4 games in the Sweet 16 coming your way tomorrow.
Now we get to call that UConn-North Carolina game, then we got to find somewhere quick to watch the games the rest of the night, because otherwise she can make magic happen.
Hidalgo going to work, the handle showing off, and pops out. Wrestling for the basketball, it's going to be Vanderbilt ball with 1 second remaining in the third.
There's enough time.
The gather and left short. So just 6 points separate these two teams, but I'll tell you this, Hannah Hidalgo has put on a show all in.
But once Hannah gets it now, there's got to be a help rotation. Galvin's got the responsibility on the ball. Who's going to rotate to help?
Well overshot by De Jesus. Jada Brown on the way to the hoop and draws the foul. So that's Hannah Hidalgo's 3rd personal foul. And Brown will shoot 2. So Jada Brown, one of the seniors on this team out of Bentonville, Arkansas. We talked earlier about just the resurgence that we have seen from this Vanderbilt program. Under Shea Ralph's leadership, Jada Brown was a part of that first signing class for Ralph. She, along with Sasha Washington and Ayanna Moore, was also a part of it now with Notre Dame.
And Shea Ralph really complements the dependability of Jada Brown, especially on the defensive end. See Brown, she's going to shade wherever Hannah Hidalgo is.
And Hidalgo just can't be stopped. Hannah Hidalgo, who has just put on a show this afternoon. And we wondered who would take the shine, but also sharing that spotlight is Michaela Blakes, as she's come alive here in this second half.
Well, instead of going in and with the layup, she's playing off 2 feet, finishing in the paint.
One possession ball game. 5th straight Sweet 16 for the Fighting Irish. Moore kicks out to Jesus. Open look from 3. Corner pocket, got it. Well, one of the 3-point threats. And the first 3 for Notre Dame. But when you think about Jesus, the dependability, the coachability that she has brought to this Notre Dame team. No on that take from Galvin. And let's bring it back.
Well, Hannah Hidalgo going strong with her left with the finish before the rotation can be there. And then Michaela Blakes with some shifty ball handling, playing off 2 feet to get the finish in the paint.
Blakes 1 of 15 to start again, folks, and then 4 of 5 since that point. And we talked about this matchup coming in. These 2 guards going head to head. Blake's nation's leading scorer. Hidalgo 3rd in the nation. The double team brought over, left Moore open. And can't hit the open 3.